Have you ever been ghosted by someone you thought cared about you? One day they're texting you constantly, making plans, acting interested. The next day, complete silence. No explanation, no goodbye, just gone. And the worst part, they do this to everyone. Friends, romantic interests, even family. People think they're heartless, selfish, or playing games. But here's the truth. People who ghost everyone aren't trying to hurt you. They're trying to escape themselves. They panic when things get too real. Everything's fine when it's casual, light conversations, surface-level connection. But the moment it gets deeper, the moment vulnerability enters the picture, they disappear. It's not that they don't like you. It's that intimacy terrifies them. Real connection means being seen, and being seen means risking rejection, judgment, or abandonment. So they leave first, before you get too close, before you realize they're not who you thought they were, before they have to face the fear that maybe they're not enough. Confrontation feels impossible for them. Ghosting is avoidance at its purest form, because having the conversation, explaining why they're pulling away, facing your disappointment or hurt, that feels unbearable. So they choose the coward's way out, silence. They convince themselves it's kinder this way, that disappearing is less painful than honesty. But really, they're just protecting themselves from the discomfort of accountability. They'd rather leave you confused and wondering than have to look you in the eye and admit they're done. They're overwhelmed and shutting down completely. Sometimes ghosting isn't personal. It's a symptom of being completely overwhelmed. They're drowning in their own life, mental health struggles, responsibilities, or emotional chaos. And responding to you feels like one more thing they can't handle. So they don't. They retreat into themselves and cut everyone off. Not because they don't care, but because they have nothing left to give. And instead of saying, "I'm not okay," they just vanish. Because admitting they're struggling feels harder than disappearing. They don't believe they deserve good people in their life. Some people ghost because deep down they don't think they're worthy of the connection you're offering. You're too good, too kind, too stable, and they're a mess. So instead of letting you discover how broken they feel, they leave before you figure it out. It's self-sabotage disguised as self-protection. They think they're doing you a favor by removing themselves, because in their mind, you're better off without them anyway. And they'd rather hurt you by leaving than hurt you by staying and proving they're not enough. They've done it before and it worked, so they keep doing it. Ghosting is a pattern, and patterns repeat because they work. Every time they ghosted someone in the past, they avoided discomfort. They escaped responsibility. They didn't have to face consequences, so their brain learned that disappearing is easier than staying and dealing with things. It's a habit now, a reflex. When things get complicated, they ghost. When they lose interest, they ghost. When they feel trapped, they ghost. It's not thought out, it's automatic. And until there's a real consequence that forces them to confront the damage they cause, they'll keep doing it. They're emotionally immature and don't know how else to exit. Some people ghost simply because they never learned how to end things like an adult. No one taught them that relationships, even casual ones, deserve closure. They don't know how to say, "I'm not interested anymore," or "I need space," or "this isn't working for me." So they do what feels easiest. Nothing. They let the conversation die. They let the connection fade. They assume you'll get the hint eventually. It's not malicious. It's immaturity, but that doesn't make it okay. And it doesn't make it hurt any less. Here's what you need to know. When someone ghosts you, it's almost never about you. It's about their fear, their avoidance, their inability to handle uncomfortable emotions. You didn't do anything wrong. You weren't too much or not enough. You just encountered someone who doesn't know how to stay when things get real. And that's on them, not you. So stop replaying the last conversation. Stop wondering what you could have done differently. Because the truth is, nothing you did would have made them stay. They were always going to leave. The only difference is whether they told you or just disappeared. If you want to understand why people hurt others without saying a word, subscribe now. Because on this channel, we're exposing the truth behind the silence.